It's Gears of War drama time. Okay, this guy called Snubs. There's a guy on TikTok called Snubs who I've been watching pretty regularly. And the long and short of it is he sticks to TikTok. He says, I've asked him quite a few times, he doesn't do Twitch or the purple app as he calls it because he's not welcome on there. People aren't very nice. And I was like, yeah, Twitch isn't that great. TikTok's pretty fun. And he's got over 1 million likes on TikTok. His stream does pretty well. And he just plays and chats about the game and stuff. And I was watching him play Reloaded, and he was giving me quite a bit of information about what the game's like because I haven't played it. And he's got a lot of clips that have a lot of views, and he talks about all sorts from like balance and stuff. He really likes Gears 5 movement. He said that if Gears 1 had the Gears 5 movement, it'd be the best game ever. I'm not so sure about that. But you can see here, we've even got clips of him posting stuff like Gears of War UE has hackers, and I actually have watched his stream where there was a guy on Gold Rush running around at light speed, not crab walking, just actually hacking and killing people. I'll go on Twitter. I go on Twitter and I see this pop up. Now, I'm not following any of these people, and I don't really have any vested interest in this. I just thought it was funny. And I saw him quoting Snubs, not the Zen pamphlet on the left. And I was like, what does this mean? So then I scrolled. Someone's been recording his TikTok stream whilst I called him out in game, and I've been sent the footage. Oh, drama, big drama. So we're getting people to record the stream, hype it up. I think, personally, if you're going to make some accusations, you should clip up the stream yourself. You should break down his gameplay as to why you think he's cheating. I think these kind of comments are pretty bait, like, oh, eye emojis, keep following, I'm going to clip his stream up, I'm going to be sent some stuff. He says, Snubs uses a macro to wall bounce. There's a reason you won't see him use a controller overlay. So, I mean, I've seen some pretty ridiculous wall bouncing. To be honest, myself, if you use a scroll wheel, you can do some pretty crazy shit. And there was also, somewhere on a montage that I did, I used one of the new custom controller schemes, and you can do some wild shit. So, to cheat on a wall bounce, we're going to need some evidence. We'll wait to see. So he's got a list of people cheating. Snubs, Raw Unlimited, Deadly Scourge. He's calling him a bitch. Hey, listen, I think this is toxic behavior, this. I think this is more toxic than what I did. Anyway, I've called him out. Wait until I show you his reaction. This was yesterday. I don't think we've seen his reaction. But yeah, as you can see, when you flick through this account and you look into Gears, you can see people that I've got blocked. The Gears scene is still a bit of a shit show, and you can still see that people are arguing with each other. Okay, so me and my boy called him out for the same shit. He's bouncing without a care in the world. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but Gears 5 wall bouncing is hardly the most difficult thing. King Abs, is this the guy bouncing on TikTok? If so, it's sad, because I've seen many comments saying this is why nobody plays Gears. It's given a really bad representation of the game. And then somebody said, nobody is surprised the dude literally has a Zen in his profile picture. I've been saying this, it's obvious. He claims to be an all-star, but I've never heard of him. I mean, what does that even mean, number one on Gears? Anyway, so this is the picture in question. And I didn't really know what was going on at first. But when you look at the image, all right, this is obviously his desk or whatever you have. And we've got the Astro logo there up on the wall. And you see over here, just over here, zoom in. VAR. Now, I have to admit that when you're a pro player, right, and this is true, this is factual information, COD pro players use a Cronus and did in the past, but it wasn't for cheating. It was a way to carry over settings, and you can ask a proper professional COD player, can you use a Cronus and not be cheating, and was it allowed at one point? Yes. So not Cronus doesn't always mean you're cheating. But if you're never showing your overlay and you are a controller player, right, that's the sus thing. So I'm saying you can scroll wheel. I'm saying you can do all of this. Chase is saying, well, I think he's on controller, and here's a picture of a literal Cronus. Gamer tagging question, Snubs. Now, I've not seen any of Snubs' response, but Snubs does have a TikTok, and I do watch it, and I do chat to him. So next time I'm on TikTok, and he's live, I'm going to ask him. When I see a clip like this, with 1 million views, right? This is 1 million views. Me welcoming all the PS5 players to Gears. I don't watch this, to be completely honest, and think that is some impossible gameplay to recreate. But I have seen, and I will say, even on Gears 1, or Reloaded, whatever the hell you want to call it, yeah, I've seen that there is a Cronus, and the guy shows you and he explains it, and this is for console as well. Like, we're not just saying PC. And he was basically explaining that if you're on Reloaded and somebody pushes you from mid-range, and for like no reason they take out the pistol and just immediately blap you down, there's a pretty high chance that that is a Cronus. And there are also scripts on the Cronus. I don't know how it works. I don't own a Cronus, but this is what the guy was saying. It was like a 20-minute breakdown video that makes pop shots more accurate. It makes it easier to pop shot. And, you know, so I know people are saying PC cheats, I want to disable PC. I'm telling you, Cronus isn't a ridiculously popular thing. And people will say you don't need Cronus on Gears. Well, the question here is, there is a very big Gears player with a Cronus. I can't see why else you would have one unless you are actively using it. So the Cronus is definitely a factor in Gears nowadays. So it says former GB All-Star World #1 Gears 2, 3 and Judgment. Shall we try join his Discord live and see if there's any drama going on live? We're in. We're joining. Okay, here we go. We're live into the Snub Clubhouse, doing some high-level investigative journalism. Okay, Jason Chronicles. Ooh, look at all this drama. Haven't we missed this? Oh, I thought the scene was meant to be all cleaned up when I went. I thought I was the problem. 9th of the 6th. Stream is going to get taken down any moment. Someone hacked into it. I'm pretty sure Helios is doing this. Now, I've seen this name out and about a lot. I've seen the word Helios selling cheats. I've seen him with Gears files that shouldn't be obtainable selling the files. Okay, so in my eyes, all right, this name pops up way too regularly. Helios is on some fucking cheating shite, mate. I don't care. There's something going on there. Allegedly. Now, what have we got going on here? All right, we've got a quote. I'm sure he is telling the truth. Never ceases to amaze me how many people say Snubs has got a macro. Drooling emoji. I don't get how much Snubs must be living rent-free in people's heads. He does literally nothing, just exist. Because he's better. Macro accusations in July. Insane. Forgot I took down these. Okay, if that's the title of his stream, alright. Snubs is a cheater who uses a macro to wall bounce. That's crazy levels of rent-free, not gonna lie. That was his live title. Okay, that is like crazy work. This explains the console hacks we're talking about on stream. Or maybe we could look on that. So, explains how he hacks on Black Ops. Now we've got an advert next, right? What else have we got? So they're definitely discussing this. Interestingly, don't know if he's in the channel or not, but he doesn't seem to be coming out and saying that he is, you know, whatever you want to call it, not cheating. So, I don't even know what's going on there. But yeah, I will say this, yeah. I will say this. It's a bit strange to join somebody's Discord and like have what I would call a section of Discord seemingly related to cheating. Because the Jason Chronicles could be a meme. So, I mean, when you're seeing pictures like this, wait a minute, is that Strix Alucard? I've played against that guy. So look, people here cheating away, okay? And look, I don't know. It's a pausing simulator out. Now we've got analyzation of a Heliox clip by a guy called Aurora Symphony. Aurora Symphony, I used to play with him, used to be cool with him. And then at one point, I remember him tweeting, and he said the only reason I played Gears of War was for clout, and that's also why I talk about people despite this game being dead. Like, if I wanted clout, we wouldn't be talking about this or playing Gears 5 back when it was dead. So we're talking about Helios doing headshot tracking. There seems to be, in my opinion, how do I explain it? I'm not saying anyone's cheating, but in here, there's a lot of smoke. We've got lists of cheaters here. He thinks raw. Any of these gamer tags, anybody? No, I've never seen them. That's probably because they're shit and they cheat. We've got, yeah. I just think if there's a lot of smoke, there's probably a bit of fire, and there's a lot of stuff going on here. Personally, if it was me and I was being accused of cheating, and I was, you know, I would not want to be associating myself around people that cheat. Have a Discord section of cheating. So could be true, could not be true. But yeah, Cronus is definitely a problem. I'm not seeing any defense, so to speak. Maybe he's thinking I don't need to defend myself because it's just that ridiculous. Like, I'm clearly not cheating. I was sent a bit of intel, and part of the beef is that it was like Chase was offering private lessons and charging for Gears 5, and look, I'll be dead honest with you guys, like, I don't care about this at all. This is just amusing to me. But just the notion of someone in midway through 2025 offering paid private Gears lessons that are just non-existent, like, nobody's trying to be, like, if you want to get good at Gears, guys, there is enough out there to get good. And so here's what I'm seeing. From my perspective, Chase, I'm doing lessons, I'm a good Gears of War player, and I'm pissed off that I think Snubs is cheating because I'm good at the game and he's not. He's just cheating. I don't know who's telling the truth, but I will say this. When you end up in Discords and you end up talking about JSON files, hacks, custom gears folders you've downloaded, swapping ini files and all of this. And yet, I just think if it were me, been a grown up, I just wouldn't hang around with anyone like that. Like, if I thought to myself, I'm making videos, I'm making content, and there's some guy I'm constantly tweeting with or talking to that is involved in all this, I'd be like, listen, I don't need that. You go do your own thing. But they all seem to lurk around together. So, I don't know. This is him bouncing. Okay? I am not the wall bounce expert. So, this is 2 days ago. And people are saying he's cheating. I'll let you be the judge, right? Is this a possible clip without cheating? I mean, to me, he's just spam bouncing. He is on controller, so let that be known, because it did show the B button there, you know. I don't know what the accusation is. Is it that he's accurate whilst bouncing? Is it the actual action of bouncing? All I can say is I know that Chase is a person that like prides himself on movement. I mean, to me, I don't give a fuck about wall bouncing in gears, but some people really do, and their channel is all about wall bouncing and movement. And so if he thinks somebody is doing better movement or similar movement to him whilst cheating, that's probably going to irk him. I mean, it looks laggy. It looks like spam bouncing. Maybe the macro to bounce is allowing somebody to do something like this. I don't know. I don't cheat. I've never owned a console since Xbox 360. So I don't know what's possible on a modern controller with a Cronus or without a Cronus. All I can say is I played a lot of Gears 1. I never saw any fucker do that. I'll be honest. But I have seen other clips on Twitter and TikTok of random people doing the same shit. Now, it could be that the old Cronus. I know Cronus is mega popular these days. I know everyone wants to go on about PC hacks. PC hacks are normally rage hacks, as in, I've got wall hacks, I've got aimbot, I'm dicking everybody. Cronus is harder to spot. Now, why on earth you would want a Cronus in Gears of War or any game, fuck knows. But, I've watched his stream a lot. I'll be real with you. And I've seen him miss a ton of shots and do bad wall bouncing. It could be that he's just practiced it a lot and that's what he does. I've not played UE or Reloaded, so maybe it's just faster to slide and easier to go from wall to wall. If you have alternate on, right? You have alternate on, meaning you can't roll, then you can just spam the fuck out of wall bounce, especially in narrow corridors. So I don't necessarily think, hey, this guy's cheating, but what I can say is, what stupid fucking bullshit. Let's be honest, what stupid bullshit, man. I bring some stupid bullshit to the YouTube world sometimes, but at least my stupid bullshit was like a Gears of War dev's wife telling me that she doesn't like other people in the office. At least that was a bit interesting. Trying to say this guy might have a macro and have better wall bouncing than me only because he's cheating, and by the way, I'm selling lessons and this guy is a cheater and he talks to cheat, like, I don't know, man. Yeah, shout out that, man. Fucking rest in peace, Jota. Christ, that is miserable. That's more important than fucking Gears 5 JSON files, but who knows? My experience, I've watched him and I think he's a pretty chill guy on TikTok. And I've not seen any gameplay where I've been like watching him play Gears Reloaded. I've watched him a fair amount now, and I've not watched it and thought, fucking hell, I've never seen that before. that's crazy. That's some bullshit. So I can only go off that. But it is a bit sus when you go on somebody's like Discord and there's discussions about it and and the picture, you can't deny the picture. If it was me, right? If it were me, I'd have to come out and explain why I have a Cronus on my desk, because that's a bit sus. Like, why do you have a Cronus? What's going on there, man? You know, it makes me wonder, you know, like the Cronus has risen in popularity, hasn't it? I wonder what cheats were out there that people were doing that we didn't know about. Because I bet the Cronus, obviously it's blown up in popularity, but before everyone really knew about it, man, that shit must have been different. I watched a video on TikTok of a guy sending his controller in to be customized, like, you know, like painted and different sticks or buttons, whatever they do. And when they opened up his controller, he had a Cronus wired inside it. Like, it was crazy. And they were like, yeah, man, like these people do anything. So you can literally put a Cronus inside of your controller. And yeah, look, here it is. This must be the video.
This is the state of...
Yeah. Whoa. Shut up. Don't copyright me. I don't know why that went. But yeah, look, this guy had a...
This is the state of cheating.
You see here, inside his controller, obviously they've taken the part of the Cronus that, like, the chip that also allows you to download scripts is now, like, welded into his controller. So when people say, like, you know, he's fucking cheating, I'll be real with you. I think there's more cheaters using a console, like, on, say in Warzone, more Cronus users than there's going to be Warzone actual hackers doing headshot hacks and shit. You know, it's the hidden ones you've got to worry about. The guy that rage hacks in CS and spins around and headshots everybody, you're like, okay, that guy's cheating, he's going to get VAC banned. These ones where they're like, I'm just going to make it a bit easier to pop shot, I'm going to add a bit more friction, I'm going to control my MP5 20% better. I'm not going to make it perfect, I'm just going to help myself out 20%. Like, you could tweak it just to... So you're still missing, but it's just helping that bit. So I don't know. Like, really, all it comes down to is devs need to get better cheat controls. Oh, it's really impossible. It's really impossible. Well, unfortunately, $1 billion industry, massively important that you take care of cheaters, isn't it?